Hello everyone, this is Hado and we're gonna do a What's Wrong with 2014. Yes, the entire year. This is another episode of What's Wrong with, and I'm going to talk about the entire shitty year of gaming that we just had. And meanwhile, I'm going to play some Diablo Ultimate Edition on PlayStation 4. And when I say play, I mean kinda play, because I have a scatterbrain that doesn't really function if I'm doing commentary and playing. Maybe I will get good at that as time goes by, but right now it's just kinda troublesome. So, what could we say from the year besides it was a fucking shit year? I mean, really, there's nothing to say. I mean, let's start by counting. I mean, I kind of want to name this year the indie game, the indie year. Excuse me, because really, it's just the best games came from indie sources, like Divinity, Original Sin, and Transistor. Wow, Transistor was fucking awesome. Never Alone, that came out recently, beautiful game. Uh, what else? What am I forgetting? Wasteland 2. Wow. Uh, Sadly, Pillars of Eternity didn't come out, because if it had, it would be my game of the year, I'm sure. But let's concentrate here. Let's just start by saying that if we're going to count big names, big games, AAA games, let's type at the beginning, right? Dark Souls 2. It was the really big game that came out this year, in the beginning, February. I think it was February or March. And really, Dark Souls 2 was fucking awesome. I mean, let's not be wrong about that. Though it's true that, and here I have an elite. Though it's true that From Software has a policy right now that's really offending a lot of people, myself included. We cannot really deny that they made an incredible game. It's not better than Dark Souls 1 in any extent. It's really not. But the game is so much hours. I mean, so much gameplay, so much multiplayer, so much invading, and it's not really a build-friendly game. But I did so much builds there. I created so much builds, and I had so much fun. First in the PlayStation, in the PS3 version, and then in the PC version, and with the DLC. And I'm not gonna criticize Namco Bandai or From Software for what they're doing with the definitive edition that's going to come out, because I already criticized them in one of the Dragon videos, in Dragon Age Inquisition, in one of the Dragon bosses. So let's just say that Dark Souls 2, with the DLCs included, even without them, is an awesome game, just by the single player, I mean the PvE only aspect of the game, not included in the PvP. That was the real first awesome game of the year for me. But let's just get into this, right? What else do we have here? Like, really? Alien Isolation, maybe? Like, Alien Isolation is the survival horror games. It's the survival horror game of the year for me. It's the Alien game that we always wanted since we watched the movies. We always wanted a game like this. Then we finally got it, right? Before I die. So that's good. If you're a fan of survival horror, Alien Isolation is right up your alley. If you haven't played it yet, it's really the game of the year for survival horrors, and if you're a fan of Dark Souls, then you already have your Game of the Year. For me, it was Dragon Age Inquisition. I was really hesitant at the beginning with the Inquisition. I really didn't know if I was going to make a good game or was going to make just another shitty game with kind of good aspects to it, like Dragon Age 2. But no, they did an awesome fucking game. It's really good. It has a beautiful story, beautiful characters, and even the ending. The ending is incredible. And I'm so fucking let down by the endings lately. Like, I finished Assassin's Creed Unity the other day, and the ending is horrible. I mean, I'm not gonna spoil it. Don't be afraid, but just watch my video. I uploaded the last video, and the ending. I mean, the truth of the story kind of comes out in the last part of that mission, because you spend all the game in a kind of revenge status, like you want to. You are thrust in a story where the characters where you don't care about are trying to get revenge on something that doesn't really is that tragic. I mean, don't get me wrong, it is tragic what happened, but you don't really feel it like it was really something to drive your entire life to commit to it. Like I don't really get invested in the characters at all. I think the protagonist Arno is stupid and simple. It's just horrible story, horrible ending. What the fuck is Ubisoft doing? I mean, I'm sorry, and I'm going into a tangent now, but what the fuck is Ubisoft doing with the Assassin's Creed? What the fuck were they doing for 4 fucking years? This game is supposed to be made, to start being made after the Assassin's Creed 2. Like 4 or 5 years in development, in theory, right? And when you see the fucking credits roll out, and you see, like, they have more people that participated in this game than the people that made the 3 Hobbit movies. Jesus fucking Christ, the credits goes on for like 15 or 30 minutes. The credits alone. The music and image loops actually, because the credits just keep rolling. Jesus fucking Christ, they can't really change the gameplay mechanics. They can really evolve them in some way. They can really write a good story with good characters in it. I mean, if you're not gonna do the sequels, if you're not going to continue the story of the elder ones or whatever they call the other race, the aliens, and the war and the death of Desmond, or what the fuck happened to Desmond, and what the fuck is going to happen now? I mean, what was the story really? It's nothing. It's like playing a game and hoping it has a good story, even if you started a new one and you end up with nothing. It's like holding sand in your hands, and then you open your hand and you realize that you had nothing, that you did nothing for 20 hours. It's really just the bugs. I with the last patch I didn't got any bug in 20 hours, so the bugs are not a thing anymore, guys. Just stop complaining about the bugs, at least in the PS4 version. But really, it doesn't need, what I'm trying to say is it doesn't need the bugs to be a fucking horrible game. It's a horrible game without the bugs. Is it kind of fun if you like the series? If you're really invested in the series, you're probably going to like it. I mean, it's better than Assassin's Creed 3. That's not saying much, but it's really better than Assassin's Creed 3. Is it better than Black Flag? Yeah, if you if you didn't dig the sailing in the naval battles, then yes. If you really dig the sailing and you wanted the sailing again, I guess you should buy Assassin's Creed Rogue, because it continues that trend, so to speak. So yeah, we have Dark Souls 2, Alien Isolation, Dragon Age Inquisition, like the good ones, right? And what else is there? Really, guys, I'm naming 3 fucking games in a whole year right now. And I know, I mean, Evil Within came out, but it's a game of 6 or 7, right? It's not really a game of the year material or a good game material. It's a good game, don't get me wrong, it's a good game, but you have to have patience to find the good. And you shouldn't really put up with patience when you're playing a game. You should have fun from the first time that you play it. Like, it shouldn't really be a game that grows on you. I mean, I'm not saying that you shouldn't have patience, because patience is seriously lacking in this generation of gamers, but it's a game that the mechanics don't really work. The PC port is a piece of fucking shit, and some design decisions like the letterboxing is horrible. So I'm not really going to get into details, but it's not really a big game. What else is there? Like Call of Duty again? It's the same fucking game that we were playing like over 20 fucking years already, or 15. I don't know, since the last good one, that was Call of Duty 4, Modern Warfare 4, for me was the last good one. What else is there? Far Cry 4. Really, again, Ubisoft. It's a good game, kind of. It can be fun. It has some mechanics that are fun, that are still fun, but again, Ubisoft is the same fucking game that Far Cry 3. It's the same fucking game that Far Cry 2. It's the same mechanics thrown into a new scenario. It's Assassin's Creed all over again. Jesus Christ, Jesus fucking Christ. Ubisoft is just... It looks like Ubisoft doesn't know what the fuck they're doing with Assassin's Creed. Because Far Cry 4 at least is a fun and kinda good game if you like shooters. You should give it a chance. But with Assassin's Creed, the game really just tells you straight that Ubisoft just doesn't know what the fuck they're doing. And those credits, man, you should see the credits. There are over 500 people or more working on the same project, and the attention to detail for Paris is really beautiful. It's beautiful, but it's wasted. Everything is wasted because they don't know how to write a good story, guys. Like, contact me on Twitter and I will get a pen and a paper and I will write an outline for a story in like 5 or 10 minutes, and it will be fucking great compared to what's been given here. Seriously, like, everyone can write a good story. Anyone. You don't really have to have writing skills. And I'm sure they have like real writers writing the story. I'm sure they got paid. I don't know what the fuck they're doing. So again, let's keep on going, shall we? Shadows of Mordor, and I name Shadows of Mordor because really it's a copy paste of Assassin's Creed Unity. But let's get something clear out of the way. Shadow of Mordor is as a game is far better than Assassin's Creed. Even if you say it's basically the same gameplay mechanics, and you're being hypocritical right now. Hypocritical? Does that word exist? A hypocrite, I mean. But it can be the same mechanics, I give you that, but it's so much fun. Shadows of Mordor. It has that orc ranks of chief, lieutenant, and that's really fun to play with, and they nailed every aspect that they copied or base, quote unquote, from Assassin's Creed. They nail it because every aspect of it, the stealth, the fighting, the the fighting is more like it's more like a Batman, Arkham Asylum, Arkham City, more than Assassin's Creed. So it's a mix. But really, yeah, we should get Shadows of Mordor along with Dark Souls 2, Alien Isolation, and Dragon Age Inquisition for the choices of this year, for the good choices. Because really, you can go wrong with Shadows of Mordor. It's a fun game. It's not overly long. It's not 20 hours of mindless repetition. It's just like 10, and it's not really that boring. The missions are very done quick, and you have a robust system to that can keep you playing for more time. So really, it's a good game. I could say that Shadows of Mordor is a good game, even if it has a borrowed mechanics and not a single original thought. But look at what I'm counting like a good game. Like 2014 has to be one of the worst years in recent gaming history for releases, because right now we have to get into the indie side of things, because really for me it was the indie games of the year. Like Divinity came out, Wasteland 2 came out, Transistor came out. I love Transistor. It's a really a beautiful game. Divinity is one of the best old school RPGs of this game, no doubt, but of the late years. What else? Well, Pillars of Eternity was going to come out, but it got late. I'm sure that should have been my game of the year if it would have come out. But we have to wait a little more for that. What else is Never Alone? Beautiful game. Never Alone is a beautiful game. You should try it out. What else is there? No, not really. Let's just say that Wolf Among Us, maybe, from Telltale. Maybe if you like Telltale games. I'm not gonna say if you like graphic adventures, because I don't think they're doing graphic adventures anymore. And I think I'm going to do a different video of what's wrong with Telltale games, because I have some serious thoughts about this trend of episodic games and quote unquote graphic adventures that are not really that interactive anymore. So yeah, I should say that the indie game of the year for me is Divinity, no doubt. Divinity Original Sin, beautiful game. And the big games, AAA, Dragon Age Inquisition. In my heart, I would have said Dark Souls 2, but I'm kinda let down by the late policies. I know it shouldn't be mixed with what happened lately and the product that came out. Dark Souls 2 is again a beautiful game, but really Dragon Age Inquisition, you can't go wrong with that game. It's beautiful, even if you don't like RPGs. It doesn't. It's more like an action RPG, hack and slash kind of, not really an RPG. And if you like adventure horror or survival horror, Alien Isolation. Really, just 3 games, like three games in a whole year. And if you go indie, Divinity, if you like RPGs, or Transistor, if you like games in general. Like Transistor is fucking awesome. Like I named 5 years, 5 games. I mean, there are other games if you like them. I mean, it's Beyond Civilization, Beyond Earth, if you like RTS, and what else? What else? What am I forgetting? A lot of remakes, a lot of ports from the consoles. A lot of Gabriel Knight, Sins of the Father HD remake. It's really a good remake. If you're going to choose a remake, that's a real graphic adventure to play. You should really play that game. And yeah, just to close this video, and I know I didn't do kind of nothing in Diablo, and I'm sorry, because it's kind of tough for me, at least, to do live playthrough. This is T1, by the way. This is the difficulty T1. I'm aiming to T4, which is the hardest, and I'm doing all the bosses on T4 when I get there, including the Rift bosses. So yeah, that's coming, but it's taking a little time because I had distractions with other games and life, and this game requires a lot of hours of your life to get to T4. So, but the next year for me is really going to be the next gen year. I mean, Bloodborne is coming out. Bloodborne is going to be fucking incredible. Uncharted 4 could come out. It's going to be really special. I mean, if Uncharted 4 is not the game of the year, it's Metal Gear. And Jesus Christ, a new Metal Gear, and it looks fucking incredible. Like, it looks beautiful, and it comes out for PC, which is awesome, awesome fucking news. So yeah, Bloodborne, Metal Gear, The Order, which looks really interesting. Dying Light, maybe Dying Light next month. What else? Did I say Metal Gear? Yeah, I said it like twice. Witcher 3, my god, Witcher 3 is coming out. The end of the trilogy, the end of Geralt's story. Wow, that's going to be really, really special. Bloodborne and Witcher 3 I'm going to cover extensively on my channel, even walkthroughs. The other games I might do as well, but we'll see. And Pillars of Eternity is coming out next year, and the new Planescape. So really, even for RPGs, it's going to be a fucking incredible year. And I'm sure I'm forgetting a lot of games. I'm sure I'm forgetting a lot of games. Yeah. But you have to excuse me. Right now, those are the ones that come into mind. So, well, I hope this was an entertaining discussion about what I thought about this shitty year, and it's closing fast. Luckily for all of us, it's ending. So have a happy holidays, a happy new year, guys, and we'll talk again in the next video that I don't know when it's coming out, probably after Christmas. So yeah, take care, guys.